Pandavas, along with their mother Kunti, were living in a town called Ekachakra. Devi Kunti instructed Bhimasena to take food to the man-eater called Baka and save the life of the Brahmana whose turn it was to take the food to Baka. When the night had passed, Pandava Bhimasena took the food with him and left for the forest. He reached the place where the man-eater lived. The immensely strong Bhimasena began to eat the food for himself and called out to the Rakshasa by name. On hearing the words of Bhimasena, the Rakshasa was greatly enraged and came to the place where Bhima was. His body was huge and his speed was swift. His forehead furrowed into 3 lines and bit his lips. On seeing Bhimasena eating the food, the Rakshasa dilated his eyes and angrily said, "Who are you, stupid one, to eat the offerings meant for me?" Bhimasena ignored the Rakshasa and turned his head away and began to eat. With a terrible roar, the man-eater rushed at Bhimasena with the intention of killing him. Even then, Bhima ignored the Rakshasa and went on eating. He struck a mighty blow with both his hands on the back of Bhima. Even then, he did not look up and continued to eat. The Rakshasa became even more enraged. He uprooted a tree and dashed it at Bhima to strike him again. Bhima slowly finished eating all the food. He washed himself and then stood up to fight. Bhima caught the tree that had been angrily thrown at him. The terrible and great fight between Baka and Bhimasena went on. They uprooted many trees and forcibly threw at each other. Bhima grasped Baka in his arms and violently dragged him. Gradually, the man-eater was tired. On seeing this, Bhima began to strike him with his arms. Then, with great force, Bhima ripped the Rakshasa into 2. The Rakshasa uttered a terrible roar and vomited blood on being torn into 2 by Bhima. Frightened by that terrible roar, the Rakshasa's relatives came. Bhima told them, "You should never do violence to humans, otherwise you will quickly die the same way." From that day onwards, the Rakshasas were friendly and behaved peacefully whenever they saw the inhabitants of that town.
This story is taken from Bhagavada Parva, Adi Parva of Mahabharata. Thank you.